My name is Commander Justin Long, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Superintendent Aiken. I work for the commander of Worldwide Navy Recruiting up in Millington. My family and I moved here about a year ago, or this year, from Boston. And I'm not here to make a recruiting pitch, maybe next time, you can schedule that, but I'm here to talk about what differentiates great schools from just average schools. In Boston, we live just a few miles from the #1 school in the #1 state for education, Massachusetts. As commanding officer for recruiting in New England and Europe, I set the worldwide record for officer recruiting and the number of ROTC scholarships awarded. I got the Snippy medal right here for it. The real winners were the 37 of my new officer recruits who attended either Harvard, Yale, or MIT. The rest went to one of their top 3 school choices across the nation. I spent more time in MIT admissions than nearly any other university. I'm not saying this to brag, I just want you to understand that I know what a good school looks like, and I know what it takes to get into an elite school. We love Collierville, and my family and I have a vested interest in seeing this town and its children fulfill their maximum potential. So what does this have to do with school start times? I'm a Navy recruiter. I deal in numbers and analytics. I don't have an extremely large budget, so every month my team and I make critical decisions on where we're going to spend our resources. That includes money, marketing and advertising, manpower, community outreach for things like STEM events, where I'm going to send my nuclear engineer and Navy SEAL demonstrations, and where I can help elevate a school's mission and assist its students. In Millington, I have a team of statisticians and analysts, some of the most intelligent people you'll ever meet, PhDs, very senior folks in this realm. They spend their days crunching numbers on millions of data points gathered around the nation. We call it big data. And you wouldn't believe the resources that we have access to. I provided some of them here for the board for you to look at as well. We use this data to analyze every zip code in the United States to determine where we should spend our resources. I provided you with a breakdown of what I call the Noble Index. I won't bore you with the PhD level math behind it, but I will say that its algorithms take into account all sorts of data, including demographic information, education levels, and other market-related factors that help me point to where the highest potential for recruiting and help me reduce my overall cost. The Navy is becoming increasingly more technologically oriented. We need recruits that can maintain and operate some of the most modern weapon systems, operate nuclear reactors, and fly cutting-edge aircraft. The Noble Index tells me where I should find recruits of this quality. Since I only have 6 minutes, I'm going to cut to the chase. You have the analytics there in front of you, but I'll go to the bottom line. Collierville High School's Noble Index is 112. If you look at the report, you'll see that this is our highest bracket. It indicates that Collierville should have the highest possible potential. From the Navy perspective, we should expect to see a lot of highly qualified officer and enlisted recruits able to take on those highly technical jobs. It should be a cutthroat battle between us, the other services, and top colleges competing to have your students come to us. You may have seen our Navy recruiting office right on Bahalia by the Subway sandwich shop there. If you go there now, you'll find it empty. My predecessor closed it, and he moved the recruiters somewhere else. It's now a part-time office. We only open it when we have appointments in Collierville. Why? This should be one of the highest potential districts in the nation. The reason behind it is difficult to hear, but that's why I'm here. I'm a guy that speaks truth, and sometimes it's not easy for me to say these things to people, to parents, to students, to school boards. This is the 25th school board I've talked to in my career. Collierville High School is underperforming against its potential. I'm not talking about Navy recruiting anymore. I left that behind. It's not about the number of officers I'm getting out of Collierville, which has decreased a lot in the last 3 years. I'm talking about overall potential that colleges and others look at. You know your own numbers, and you don't need me to tell you, but I do too. And admissions offices of the top colleges and universities know these numbers too. We know that a graduation rate of 92% is great, but my numbers show that it should be 97. The percentage of your graduating class expected to enter a four-year college is 85. Your overall school rank, top 50 in Tennessee. Our data shows it should be top 20 or higher. Your math proficiency score, 26, the bottom half of Tennessee. You can bet MIT knows that number. I've been there. They know it. When they're trying to decide between two candidates, they want to know who is going to excel, who can handle it, who is challenged at their high school. It is a competition. Which brings me finally to school start times. My analytics tell my team has been gathering data on high schools nationwide. We're using the latest in predictive analytics to answer the question, what distinguishes a top-performing school from an average school? Then I'm going to tell you that math and kind of just share some preliminary data. We're not finished yet. But I ran the numbers, I looked at the big computer, and this is what it told me. The number one predictor of a top school is median income in the zip code. So if everyone could just please get richer, we would be all set. The number two predictor is medical care of the students, that is percentage insured on Medicare and Medicaid. We found that schools that offer yearly medical screenings have a much higher success level. I know that these tests are optional in Tennessee. I don't know what your policy is at Collierville, but it's something to look at. And finally, the number three predictor, hours of sleep. This is computed by a number of factors, most self-reported by the students, but we found that schools with the start times of 8 a.m. or later have a statistically significant correlation to being a top-ranked school in their state. I just have one paragraph left. As a point of reference, the top-ranked school at the top-ranked state I spoke about was 845. So I'm not going to stand here and say that moving classes back an hour is going to solve all your problems and vault you to the top. There are many intricacies and interdependent variables. So it's hard to say what the magic formula is. All I can tell you is what the numbers say and their correlations to success. Again, we're proud to be a part of this community. I want to help Collierville High in any way possible. I want to work. I see the dean here. I want to talk to her afterwards about some things. So I'd be happy to answer any questions and help out wherever I can. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Commander Long. We appreciate you being here. Thank you.